Of course, love knows no bounds, Yukarisu, and yes, love conquers all. Love conquers all. We all seen that coming, right? Everybody's seen that coming. I do like Yukarisu's character, though. She's an absolute dork. I do have to admit, points in this episode, she started getting a little annoying, but I think there's certain parts about the humor of this series that is sort of treading that ground where it's like, yeah, we've done that joke before. I mean, I did get a kick out of the fact that Tojima is excited again to get the conflict arc of the brothers, but there are certain jokes that it's like, I hope they kind of tread this lightly. I don't want this to get really annoying. And yes, Yukarisu was getting that realm, but I do like her though. I was really hoping they didn't take her out because they've already implied the idea that the shockers, that they don't do what they're supposed to be doing, whatever that is. At this point, again, as a Kamen Rider outsider, I have no clue why these people are doing what they're doing. It does seem like they're all being controlled somehow. They respond to commands. They will come out there and they will act whenever they're supposed to act. And again, it's implied the idea that if Yukarisu doesn't do what she's supposed to be doing, this spider thing's going to kill her. And in this episode, it has controlled her. Even though, yes, the power of love overcomes it. But anyways, good episode overall. I have to admit, probably not the best of the series so far. It was definitely a step down, but I still enjoyed it. So let's just go through it like usual, opening up the episode with, yes, the thing that's not shocking to anybody. The fact that this group of Kamen Riders, the warriors, have just taken out all of these shocker combatants. And it's only shock to the shocker. The only person shocked is the shocker, not the viewer. But yes, Yukarisu being completely blown away by that. And yes, Ichiyo going over to take care of her before Mitsupa steps forward. Let me handle the situation. And yes, Ichiyo trying to push him to admit that they're going to get married. I love how, again, this is true to the entire series so far. These people are like just adult children, and so when it comes to love, they're completely stupid and childish. Him saying like from Ichiyo's perspective, you just, if you're going to be together, you have to get married. Well, it's that simple. And even like, yeah, Yoriko over here, she's like, that's a very simple way of thinking. But then Tojima's right next to her, amplifying that by saying, wait, there's more to it. If you're going to be together, you have to get married, right? Again, it's such a... the way they view the world is so childish. I just think that Yuriko probably has a little bit more advanced look into it, but she's still thrown off by this. Like they're all like children blushing and gushing over the idea of two people getting married and possibly living together. Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. Like Tojima is just completely flustered over there. It's so dorky. And yeah, it leads to Mitsuba, as we find out later on, massive fail in the idea that he wasn't able to say that he wants to be with Yukarisu for the rest of their lives. And thus, yes, the Kaijin shows up. It was dorky again. The whole love situation is super dorky with these people. But yes, we get the appearance of the Kaijin, and this is very interesting to me. The Kaijin is really, really weird in this show because of contrast with the main characters. The Kaijin is like level-headed. He's very level-headed. Like, he comes in there, and Ichiyo is just screaming, "You're a Kaijin? You really are the Kaijin? Transform for me!" And everybody's like, "Yeah, that's a Kaijin. We've seen him before. It's definitely a Kaijin." Yukarisu's over here. She's just flipping out. But yeah, Ichiyo is yelling at him, doing his poses and everything, and saying he's going to take him down and attacks him. And this Kaijin's like, "Oh God, you're so loud. Like, relax. Dude, if this was a contest on manners, I would definitely beat you. God, you're so annoying. You're so loud. Chill out." Like, again, it's like these man children just running around and doing flips and stuff like that. And this thing just like, oh gosh, kids these days. It's that kind of thing. It was, I don't know if that's somehow within the lore of Kamen Rider, but I got a huge kick out of it because it's like the contrast. The contrast just makes Ichiyo especially look even worse. But anyways, yes, they attack him a bunch of times. He deflects it so easily. Yeah, even Yuriko just doing a full-on clothesline and Tojima doing a power punch, and it just completely deflects it. Until, yes, his mask gets knocked off. It's revealed that he is the Spider-Man, and that just sets off Yukarisu. And yes, we get the appearance of Mitsuba as Riderman. As a shock to nobody. Everybody knew this was coming, that he was going to be some form of it. He's like, "We gotta flee," and Yukarisu is like, wait, why are you Riderman? And he's like, "Oh, you want to know the story?" Freaking Yuriko's like, we really gonna do this right now? Like, literally, the bad guy's right there. He's gonna bust out of it eventually. You know, this thing ain't gonna hold him, even though it's supposed to, like, hold 2 tanks or something like that. It's not gonna stop him. And he's literally like, you really want to know the story? And Toji was like, yeah, let's tell the story. Anyways, the story is interesting because, yes, even though there is a joke here about the origin story of Mitsuba and Ichigo specifically, and the idea that they, yes, lost their grandparents, they were watching Kamen Rider, they wanted to become version 3 or V3, and so they both just start fighting over it, constantly fighting each other. Mitsuba never beating his brother and willing to be V3, like, let me be it for a little while, and he's like, no, you can't. You have to be stronger than me, otherwise you can't be V3. Eventually, yes. Really, really leaning in hard on that lore, he has to break his brother's arm. Ichigo breaks his brother's arm and goes, you understand, right? You know why I did that? I did that for you. And it's like, why would you break your brother's arm? Please tell me why you broke my arm. Well, you know about this guy, right? Riderman, right? This doctor that apparently, like, somebody else was jealous of his genius, so he dropped him in a vat of acid and, like, disintegrated his arm? What? Kamen Rider go deep, right? That's some dark stuff. I mean, I had no doubt that Kamen Rider has some dark stories, and especially dark backstories, because a lot of backstories have to sort of drive somebody to literally, in some cases, destroy their entire life, become a cyborg. That seems to be a bit of a sacrifice there. Become a cyborg just for the sake of spending the rest of your life finding another force. There has to be some dark, tragic backstory. That hurts. That hurts. But yes, he's like, you understand my kindness or something like that? What was kind about you doing that then? Oh, I broke your left hand because you're right-handed, so I'm super nice, right? Punch, you're so nice, brother. These two are dorks, dude. Especially Ichigo. Ichigo is like super, super deep in it. Which again, was sort of the whole joke in the previous episode. Him and Tojima, they're both like 2 peas in a pod right there. They're dorks. But yes, in order to become Riderman, who had his arm, you know, disintegrated by acid, and his colleagues made him a cyborg arm, he now has an arm that is able to do stuff. Now, it's odd because it's not as if it implied that his hand is actually cyborg. It's just the attachment is cyborg. And he puts it on the arm that his brother broke at some point, which seemingly is healed at this point. So he's not like truly going all in. It was just like sort of a symbolism of becoming him, is that he had to lose his arm for a little bit. And it is now like, of course, healed, but this is supposed to be cyborg. That symbolism there. I get it. It's interesting. The symbolisms are there. I get it. But anyways, that is the story of how he became Riderman. And Yukarisu wondered if he was possibly okay with that and didn't want to be V3 still. And he's like, yeah, I was upset at first, but then eventually I realized that this kind of fits me. Somebody that is not fully cyborg. He's only cyborg in his weapon that he has on his arm and his brain. He used his big brain to overcome things. And that's sort of like me, I guess. I guess implying that Mitsuba is very smart. Yet to see that. We'll see. Let's see. We have the Riderman. The original Riderman is Joji Yuki. He's a brilliant scientist, so much so that somebody basically dipped him in a vat of acid in order to ruin him. And then he has so many people that respect him so much that they create a cybernetic arm for him. Compared to Mitsuba, who works at a family restaurant. I don't know if he's done anything. he made a thing that spits out chains. He made a thing that spits out chains. Anyways, joke dead. Moving on. But yes, as they're all tied up and he finishes his story, he says he'll tell more about how he made the arm, which is probably going to be the next episode. We'll get a backstory there. So they decide to all flee because they can't take on this thing. Before, yes, the Kaijin forces Yukarisu to have to kill them. And she jumps on Mitsuba and starts punching him. And he says, don't worry, guys, I got this. I wasn't able to say it earlier, but I love you, Karisu. I want to marry you. I want to be with you forever. Squee! It's so dorky. She goes from, like, berserk mode to suddenly, like, full-on blush, hearts flying everywhere. I really do feel like the hearts are actually in the environment. Like, she's actually producing hearts. Because she's a shocker. She's able to produce hearts that attack people. That could be her powers going forward. That she throws hearts at people. It was dorky. It was super dorky. Her getting all like super squee and rubbing her cheek against him. It was cute. It was cute. And yes, Ichio being completely thrown off by that. But yeah, before the Kaijin fully powers up and becomes total Kaijin, so if they weren't able to beat it when only its head was showing, I doubt they're going to beat it with it fully powered up. So I don't know really what they're going to do. They're just going to have to run. I don't know if they can get away, but we'll see. We'll see in the exciting next episode of Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. Hopefully, again, a little bit better of an episode next episode, because, again, this was a little bit of a downhill for me. Like, kind of losing me a little bit. Hopefully, things kind of kick back up with the next episode. I think it's mostly because even though I love the music and the sound effects of the combat sequences, even though some of it's like a little bit too, it's pitching a little bit too much, I do love these scenes where they're fighting. It is technically a lot of, like, stills. So the action scenes aren't like super engaging, exciting, and so to have mostly an entire episode like filled with it, besides the backstory segment, I think that's where it kind of felt a little bit off for me. I want the goofiness, I want the goofy characters and stuff. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and want to support channel more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, you'll take care.